You know, all we can do to get ready for the impending disaster that's heading our way is brace for it. Let's get to work. Hey guys, Work here. Welcome back to Work the Trigger. Today we're going to be talking about two braces. We've got the Recovery Tactical Brace, which is on one end of the extreme as a minimalist brace. And then we've got the Micro Roni, which is the other extreme of a very non-minimalist brace. One of those ones that makes it so that you can't even see the gun. So I wanted to compare these two braces, see what they give you, what they offer you, and maybe give a little bit of feedback. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the incredible price difference of these two. The recovery brace here, base model starts at about $100. This model with the additional rail up front goes for like, I think $120-ish. The Micro Roni, on the other hand, is like a $230 brace. This guy here, significantly more expensive. Not only that, the Micro Roni here, you cannot run a dot on your pistol on this one. You have to have its own separate dot for the Roni. The recovery brace here does allow you to run your own pistol dot on here, so when you pull that out of there, you will still have that dot on there. To start off, I just want to shoot a mag through each one of these, let you guys know how they fire. First off, let's go with the recovery here. Now, the cool thing about the recovery tactical here is it is rocking a Glock 34 in here, which is gonna give us that 5-inch barrel. Now, I'm gonna try shooting these both ways with the brace on my arm and the brace up against my shoulder. We're gonna see if we can get our heads down far enough to be able to use that either way. I'm not gonna undo this to actually tie it to my arm because this isn't mine. With that being said, let's go ahead and get some shots through it. Now, one thing about this recovery brace is this one particularly, I would be very worried about running with a smaller gun like a 19, and you'll see why. When you get up on here, for a standard pistol, it doesn't really matter that much. I can fire it like this, and it's gonna fire just fine. However, if you decide to put your hand up here at all, there's not a lot of real estate up there where your barrel is, and considering a 19 is gonna be an inch shorter than this, you're gonna be sitting right back at the edge of this brace, which is uncomfortably close to where a thumb would be. But what you can do with this longer one is you can get it up there and you can actually get a relatively okay sight picture and keep your hands out of the way, which is very important. You don't want your hands to be in the way with one of these. So that's our first shots through the recovery brace. Overall thoughts, extended, it's comfortable. It does kind of move the gun a little bit. Now, the person who actually owns this may or may not be wrong-handed. And I would say that it is better set up right now for a wrong-handed person. My left hand is more comfortable and more in line than my right hand is. I don't know if this is swappable. It doesn't look like it is. So really, for a right-hander, it's just not as comfortable. It's kind of weird, like this just sits out a little bit too far for a right-hander versus a left-hander. Tucked up, it makes me a little bit nervous with this slide reciprocating so darn close to my face. Also, this is hard, and it kind of taps you in the cheek a little bit, but it's way easier to get down and get a picture through that sight than I thought it was going to be. I was really concerned about being able to get a picture through the dot, but that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Micro Roni now and see what its usability factor is. Okay, so the Micro Roni is mine, so we're gonna go ahead and undo this and do it right. So pull that strap out. Now inside the Micro Roni is a Glock 19. Now with the Micro Roni, because of the way that it works, where it's shielding the entire, let me pull up my sleeve really quick. Because of the way the Micro Roni works, because it's shielding the entire gun up there, I have less of a problem using the shorter barreled guns like a 19. So first off, I feel like a very clumsily made machine with it put on here right in its original intended way. Let's go ahead and toss that in there. Now, the cool thing about the Micro Roni is it's got this integrated cocking serration. So you're not gonna charge it by pulling back on the optic like you do with the Recover, because you can't get to the slide in the Recover. So it's a good thing it's got an optic on it. But this actually has an integrated charger in there. So now we can just hold it up. If I can find the dot, there it is. Oh, that is. Okay, so that is not the most ergonomic thing in the world. Could handle itself being a little bit on the lower side on there. Let's go ahead and use it in its non-intended use. now. Non-intended but legal use, I might suggest. And let's go ahead and see what it does using it this way. Okay, so using it in that way, it's significantly more comfortable than the Recover Tactical. This particular one, I am having problems with getting it seated into where it needs to be. With the Recovery one, you don't have that problem quite as often. You can get to the slide lock, slide release. With this, it's definitely more comfortable when used that way than the Recover one is. But the Recover one is significantly more comfortable to use in its intended just arm straight out method. Length of pull on this one is a little bit long for my midget arms, but it does work. Now let's talk really quick about versatility of the two systems. So they do both fold. The Micro Roni folds into a package approximately this size. We've got what? Probably about 4 inches across and an overall length of probably about 16 inches. And that's gonna be pretty much with any model of firearm that you can fit in here. As far as firearm removal, you pop this back and pop it down, pull these tabs down and yank back on the firearm, which is going to slide it back. Then you pull down and the firearm is released. Form factor on the Recover Tactical is significantly smaller. This thing folds up to about 2.5 to 3 inches in thickness. Then we've got an overall length of probably about 1 foot here. So we're looking at 4 inches or so less. Again, it's hard to get to the slide or anything. It rides up high over here on the left side to make it so that you can get to the slide stop, slide release. So there it's locked back, slide release is released, and bang. But you do want an optic on here to be able to charge it with the optic. Even if you're running it single-handed, you're gonna want that. You can get up here, but even up in front with it, and this is a 34, so this is long. You can't get it back far enough to actually fully charge the firearm. I'm gonna go ahead and run one more round through this one. Now, one more thing about this Recovery Tactical version is, I showed you how to get the 19 out of the Micro Roni. This one is significantly more involved. It's actually held in by a screw over here on the left-hand side. You undo that screw and it clamshells, and then you can pull the firearm out. It's held in place by the rail. But again, the system on this one is comparatively so small. And then one last thing with the Recovery here. With it folded, let's go ahead and pop that down, fold it up and lock it in place, charge it, and you can fire it folded. Pretty nifty. Doing the same to the Recovery Tactical, impossible, because your brace here folds down and blocks your grip. You can't even get a grip on it. That being said, again, the Roni here in normal use, pretty freaking cool. So what do I think about these two different platforms? Both are extremely cool. Part of it is going to depend on your use. Part of it's going to depend on the gun that you're using it with, because I wouldn't use this Recovery with a Glock 19, and I don't think you can fit a 34 in this one. I think it's too long. This one lends itself to being able to get the gun itself out way faster, but you can't run a dot on it. This one, the gun comes out way slower, but you can fire it folded up. This one is $100. This one is $200. So really it's gonna depend on what you want. Do you want a versatile system to be able to throw in your Glock and be able to toss it in as a backup gun or have it be quickly usable? Or are you looking for something to completely change the way that you use your gun? That's up to you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, do me a favor and hit like down below. If you like this video and the other content that we have and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you like what we do here on the channel and you want to help out a little bit, do me a favor and head over to workthetrigger.com. Over there, you're going to find coupon codes, affiliate codes, a link to our merch, and a link to our 3D printed gun accessories. Thanks, guys. I appreciate every one of you. And until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.